Friends, on account of weather conditions, there is constraint of time. My greetings to all of you. Ever since I stepped on the premises, I have been overwhelmed. Students, thousands in number, greeted me and my wife, a heavenly feeling that will impact us all our lives. Feeling blessed to have started my visit with darshan of Sri Kal Bhaireshwarji, a great feeling, a religious entity in existence for over 1,000 years. For me and my wife, Dr. Sudesh Dhankhar, it is a moment of bliss, and bliss for a very different reason. Blessings of Sri Sri Nirmalanand Nath Mahaswamiji are divine interventions. We are filled with joy of sublimity, spirituality and religiosity. I am charged to be in service of Bharat, energized as never before. Indeed privileged, honored, humbled and overwhelmed by the august presence of Sri S.D. Deve Gowdaji, a former Prime Minister who will ever be remembered as Farmer Prime Minister. Farmer resides in his heart and rural development emanates from his thoughts. Even at this age, where I have the great blessed feeling of he being a member and I am in the chair, he has never missed an opportunity to raise issues related to farmers, the national welfare and rural development. It is indeed a proud moment of my life, and I never imagined that I will be in the chair and we will have one of the greatest sons of Bharat in Sri S.D. Deve Gowdaji as member of the House. A rare privilege and honor that will etch my name in history beyond anything else. His blessings for me, my family, farmers, and the country are beyond words. I have no words to express gratitude for a noble soul like him. Even when I was a student, this name resonated in my ears, and I knew there was someone in Karnataka whose heart was bubbling for farmer welfare. As luck would have it, history has brought us together, only for him to bless me. Sir, I am honored. His Holiness Jagadguru Swami Paramanandaji Saraswati Ji. He has not had the occasion to address for paucity of time, but I know of him, a man of great commitment, spirituality, and dedication. His presence means a lot to us. Dr. M.A. Sekhar, Vice Chancellor, distinguished audience, paucity of time, I am not naming, but there are many who can handhold me, who can guide me, who can mentor me. Your presence here is absolutely amazing for all of us. Aryanak means forest. It is the third section of Vedas, but here the difference is different. And the difference is, it means the body of work where some of the finest philosophical discussions have happened in the lap of Mother Nature. This place is illustrative of this. Swamiji, it was indeed far-sighted visionary step to have an institution nestled in the verdant landscapes of foothills, an ideal Aranaic for modern day learners, philosophers and seekers, a perfect setting for optimal exploitation of human resource, talent, energy, and for chosen pursuits. And when I think of such institutions that impart modern education yet hold cultural values at the center of it is Swamiji, someone like you and the gentleman, the great seer who started it 50 years ago in mind. Instantly, these great men of history and civilization are on the radar. The institution is seamless convergence of our cultural essence and modernity. Swamiji, with your illustrious credentials in engineering, philosophy, the institutional foundations are bound to be firmer day by day, spinally very strong. This institution is also an exemplification as to how our mandirs and much sustain culture, how these great institutions nurture societal values. These nerve centers act as epicenters for service to needy, challenged, vulnerable, marginalized. With 26 Sakha mutts across the world and over 500 educational institutions under the Shri Adichunchanagiri University Trust, including schools for the blind, for the deaf and dumb, this institution's service to the marginalized is exemplary. Indeed, a befitting response to critics of Sanatan Dharma. Friends, largely such institutions, selflessly service society, we need to be on guard as some seek to engage in activities that are far distanced from service to society and far distanced from wholesomeness. Indisputably, charity, assistance, or such handholding needs to be with no strings attached. As a matter of fact, our civilizational ethos tell us never speak of charity. Charity is never to be claimed. You do it and you forget about it. But alarmingly and worrisomely, some institutions have engaged in a structured manner to influence faith of the beneficiary. And faith is very dear to us. When you influence the faith of the needy, the marginalized, the vulnerable, things become really very critical. For a democratic nation, such a nefarious tendency is pregnant with serious consequences. Such not so well-being and not so well-intentioned designs aim to run down the spirit and essence of nationalism, our constitutionalism, and effect variation in the political landscape of the nation. In the process, freedom of faith gets impacted. It gets into captivity because of that allurement. We have to be very cautious about it. We need to be on guard as never before. The challenge is getting incremental. In the societal sector, footprint of religious institutions in times of natural calamities and other similar challenges complements governmental efforts. I need not make any other reference. It was demonstrated in full exemplification during COVID, when both the government and such organizations acted hand in hand for the betterment of the people. Now to my young friends. You are fortunate to be living in times when Bharat is a land of hope and possibility, a situation that did not exist a decade ago. It is a land of investment and opportunity being accommodated by International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. You are the most vital stakeholders. You are the rock on which future prosperity of Bharat will stand out. Our youth demographic dividend is envy of the world, and it is you who will take Bharat to be a Viksit Bharat at 2047. Friends, my young friends, boys and girls, Bharat is no longer a nation with a promise. It is on the rise is unstoppable. Our economy is in upsurge mood, one of the highest GDP growth we have. The world envies it. We are being accommodated from all quarters. The last decade has been transformative for lives of millions in the last row. The people in the last row who had lost hope, there has been revolutionary transformation for the betterment in their lives. And let me, my young friends, make you aware of the development. In this country, we have 4 new airports and 1 metro every year. And we have, you will be surprised, on a daily basis, 14 kilometers of highways and 6 kilometers of railways. These developments, these statistics indicate how fast we are going. My young friends, you now enjoy level playing field. Patronage has yielded to meritocracy, something which goes to your great advantage. Patronage was hitting you very hard. Transparent and accountable governance are new norms. Corruption is no longer password to a job or a contract. Nothing was moved. There was a time without corruption. A wholesome ecosystem obtains for young friends that you can unleash your energy to achieve your dreams and aspirations. One thing I need to tell you is your opportunity basket is increasing day by day. I expect you to get out of the silos. Some of you think the only way out is a government service. No. Look around and you'll find when India is rising on sea, on land, in sky and space, these are opportunities for you by way of blue economy or space economy. I have a word of caution for my young friends. There are elements in the country who engage extensively in dissemination of misinformation, disinformation. This dissemination is very injurious to national health. You as young people have to neutralize these tendencies that do not augur well for our nationalism, and I'm sure you will rise to the occasion. Our sages, our saints and scriptures emanate a philosophy of inclusivity, welfare of all, and that is encapsulated in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and even motto of our G20. We are a nation that can give guidance to everyone and anyone on the planet what is inclusivity. Surely we don't need lessons in something we have lived through for more than 5,000 years. This philosophy alone is sustainable and makes for global peace and harmony, but some people have a different concept of inclusivity that is destructive of a sense of inclusivity. We have to be extremely cautious and careful. Discordant voices to the contrary need to gather their lessons from our civilizational essence. Friends, in today's era, you have seen more than I have seen, there is wide information exchange. There's a power of social media in everyone's hands. I implore you to use your education, intelligence to counter anti-national narratives, and you develop a culture that you always keep your nation above everything else. No interest, personal, political, or fiduciary, can be superimposed on our commitment to nation or nationalism. Please bear that in mind. Remember our scriptures, Janani Janam Bhumishwa, Swanga Dapi Gari Yeshi, mother and motherland are superior to heaven. We must never forget it. I am sure I do not need to impart lessons to people here. I have to take lessons from you on nationalism, and you students are in a wonderful institution to be epicenter of this big change. Keep always, my young friends, nation above everything else. Be ever wedded to nationalism. No personal or political gain should come over it. As I come close to it, let me remind you of what Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who visited this university over a decade ago, he said, dream, 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 dreams transform into thoughts, and thoughts result in action, unquote. This message is more relevant today than ever before. This is in action in the country. The game is on. You have to be part of it. Dream big, for it is through your dreams and actions that the future of Bharat will be shaped. The path ahead is full of opportunities. Please grab them, seize them with courage, ambition, and a spirit of service to the nation. My young friends, as you stand on the threshold of a new chapter in your lives, let the spirit of Viksit Bharat guide you towards a future filled with purpose and impact. Nurture and pursue a goal. For what is life without a goal? That is much more than earning and spending. You have to rise much above that. Remember Swami Vivekananda's emphasis on persistence. I quote Swamiji, "Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached," unquote. Keep always this in mind. Never fear failure. Never have fear of failure. Failure is a stepping stone to success. If a brilliant idea occurs to you in your mind, don't allow it to be parked in your mind. Please experiment with it, innovate. I want to leave you with one final thought. Viksit Bharat or a developed India is not merely a dream or a slogan. It is something, a destination, and we are on way to it. It is a yet that would require ahuti of offerings from millions of its young citizens. As you move ahead in life, think what my offering in this year can be. What is that I am doing for my country? If you keep this in mind, if this is your North Star, the nation is going to occupy a position which it had centuries ago, number one in the world. Let that thought and blessings of Mahaswamiji guide you, wishing you the very best for your future endeavors. Jai Shri Gurudev. Jai Shri Gurudev. Finally, I request Mahaswamiji to accord me permission to invite students of this great institution to visit as my guest Indian Parliament in batches, and I'll have the great occasion to interact with you. I am blessed as never before by the energy I have got here to motivate me, inspire me to be in the service of Bharat, home to 1/6 of humanity. Thank you.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.